Whether browsing in the stores or browsing online, what a selection of bones and chew and play toys for puppies and dogs. I am not endorsing any brand name, any store, or any company, nor am I out to badmouth any. I am just sharing my experience with the toys and bones with our three golden girls, golden retrievers, two pups, and one senior. When we first brought the pups home, of course, they wanted to pick up everything they saw, whether indoors or outdoors, and mouth it, chew it, and play with it. I chose to let them have a couple of their favorite sticks and rocks, but only when they were very young. I made sure the sticks I let them have were hard enough that they wouldn't get splinters, and the rocks I quit letting them chew on before their adult teeth started coming in. These small lamb chops were some of their first toys. They absolutely loved these. As they got older, I needed to supervise more closely that they didn't chew anything off from these, and as they got older, they started using these as tug-of-war toys, and they did rip apart at that point, so I had to sew them. I really enjoyed right from the start having their toy box to go to and pick out whatever they wanted to play with, and some days they would empty the whole box. It kept them busy. These small butterflies were definitely a favorite and held up nicely. Again, I supervised, and when they got older and were able to start chewing them up, I had to retire these, as I did their small lamb chops. These pacifier toys were also great. They enjoyed these so much, teething on individually and as tug toys. Again, I had to retire these right after about 6 months of age, when they became more aggressive chewers during recuperating from their spayings. I didn't want them eating the rubber. This small duck was something that we've had for years, and they happened to find it and claim it, and it is now retired also. These were squeaker toys to get them used to squeaky toy noises. They held up fairly well. They liked to chew the edges, and these are also retired. Again, I would supervise and luckily could get out of their mouths most of what they were able to chew off. These bones didn't get quite so much use, not sure why. When they did use them, they used them as tug-of-war more than a chew bone. They liked these, but not as much as they did their lamb chops. These bones the girls didn't use very much. These bones they have used from early on and are still in use at almost 8 months of age. They seem to really enjoy these. Though I am watching closely now, for I may have to retire these soon. These bones they just didn't use much. These are the shorter ones, and I retired them. I also had the larger version of these. These rings got a lot of use. I retired them around 6 months of age when I replaced them with a tougher version. They have loved rope toys from the beginning and still do. I have had to cut off some of the ends and also retie the ropes occasionally. These ones are retired and replaced with larger ones. The pups enjoyed these soft rubber Squeak Toy bones for a few months. They are retired now. Occasionally, the first few months, I let them play with hard plastic recyclables. These partially deflated balls, Ava absolutely loved. Maya, not as much. Molly, not at all. Ava got so much enjoyment from these. I had several, and as she got older, her teeth started to puncture them. One by one, they were destroyed. But she had fun while it lasted. But I am very glad that I was supervising, because when she did puncture them, then all three girls wanted to play tug-of-war and tear the ball apart. So I was able to get the torn pieces away from them quickly so that they wouldn't eat and or choke on the pieces. This toy was a favorite, but didn't seem to last too long. Maya became obsessed with the blue part and crunched it. Luckily, that part unscrewed and I threw that part out, and they were able to keep using the toy for a bit longer. Next to go was the yellow part. I made these corn bags only because they loved watching us play cornhole and wanted to chase and chew our bags, so I decided I could make them their own version out of a double-layered jean material. They didn't want to chase and fetch these ones, like they did the ones that we used in our game. They wanted to chew these up instead, and they didn't last too long. This rubber stick is great, and all three girls still use it today, with the pups being about 8 months old and Molly being almost 12 years old. They all play tug of war with it, and they individually chew on it also. It's held up great. This toy I tried using is a fetch toy, but they rather use it as a chew toy, so it didn't work out so good for now. They especially like the leather, and I've had to sew that a few times. I have to put it away for now. Maybe when they are older they will play fetch with it versus chewing on it. This toy too I had to put away to save for later as a fetch toy. They just wanted to chew on it, and it wasn't that durable as a chew toy. This ring Frisbee toy has gotten a lot of use from all three girls. It is definitely one of Maya's favorites. It has held up very good for what it has been through. They all love to fetch it, carry it, chew it, and play tug of war with it. Though I try to distract them from using it as a chew toy, especially Maya, who wants to tear off the outer edge. This toy has held up great too. It's a little on the heavy side for them carrying it around, but they still manage. They play with it and use it as a chew toy. All three girls enjoy this one. These soft, knobbed balls are their favorite ball. They have held up great. It was just recently that one of the balls was torn apart at the seam, because while one of the girls had it in her mouth, the other two girls were each pulling at the ball from each side, so the ball took a lot of abuse. Even though it tore at the seam, the ball still stayed in one piece, but I did have to throw it out. This lighted one, my dad found and gave to the girls. All three girls absolutely love this lighted ball. I will definitely only let the girls play with this ball under constant supervision. I wouldn't want them playing tug of war with this one, having it come apart at the seams, and have one of them swallow the little light that's inside. They all chew gently on this ball, and it is held up so far. These fillable treat toys work nice to fill with peanut butter and their treats or kibble. I give them these occasionally when they go into their crates for a nap time. They love licking the peanut butter out of them. Surprisingly, they still just enjoy licking the peanut butter and getting the treats out. They don't use them to chew on. Molly, our senior golden, still uses the smaller version. No problems with these so far. Held up great. These bones are holding up good. These bones, I would say, are their favorite bones. These bones have gotten the most use, but they are now looking like I may have to retire them or replace them. These Squeaker Bones are a hit. They love to walk around squeaking them, teasing each other to come grab it from each other's mouths. All three girls enjoy these. They also play fetch with them. They use them for chewing too, and surprisingly, chew gentle with these as they do those nubbed balls that are similar to these. These bones are holding up good. Ava is the more aggressive chewer, and her bone shows that. More rings. They get a lot of use out of these also. Chew, tug, and fetch. Again, I prefer they use them as tug toys or fetch toys versus the chewing. As can be seen here, some of it has been chewed off. Basically, the girls are supervised with all of their toys, so I can keep a close eye on what is happening with their toys and bones and can intervene if need be. I inspect their toys frequently. These bones are holding up great, indented, but no plastic chewed off. Toothbrush Toys. This one lasted one day. Ava, the more aggressive chewer, took this chunk out. Retired immediately. Waste of money. This toothbrush toy, they usually prefer to chew on the opposite end. Ava split this end of it, though it's still attached, for now. This one is more durable than the green one was, but I still won't let them have these unsupervised, and I only let them have them for a few minutes at a time. I am going to try holding the handle end and let them just chew on the toothbrush end, hoping that this works out a little better. I will have to update you on an upcoming video on how this works out. I do have regular toothbrushes and dog toothpaste for them that they really don't like, but they are getting better at letting me use the toothbrushes on them. All three girls like these, but they haven't seemed to hold up as good as some of the other ones. And these, I'll never buy again. All three girls absolutely love these and tried devouring them. The problem is that they were eating the non-edible part more than they were eating the edible part. They weren't just putting dents in the non-edible part, they were able to remove the non-edible parts. Oh, what a waste of money. I don't feel that these are safe at all, eating plastic. No way. These rope toys are much larger than the ones they had early on. Like I have said, they really love playing tug of war with rope toys. They get a lot of enjoyment from these. All three girls get involved. They were advertised as being made of all natural, washable cotton fibers and to be safe, healthy, and durable. I feel for as much use as they have gotten, they have held up nicely. I do have to pick up several pieces of string during and after each use that they manage to pull apart so that they don't eat them. I am sure, though, they probably all have swallowed some of the strings, which I am not crazy about, but hopefully not enough to cause any problems. These bones are holding up good. These bones are also holding up good. These bones are not their favorite, but they will chew on them occasionally. Here are the larger versions of those pink ones I showed you earlier. They do not prefer these either. They have used them occasionally, but these are not a favorite with the girls. Again, I don't know why. I would say these are their least favorite of all, but I am keeping them in their toy box, hoping one day they will enjoy them. A little more on balls. These were the absolute worst. They came 3 in a pack. I couldn't even believe it. This is after one use. I threw the ball, Maya fetched it, did a couple of chomps on it as she held it in her mouth, and it broke apart. It was unreal. And the rubber inside was disintegrating. Not good at all. So all 3 were thrown right in the garbage immediately after this happened to the first one. Like I said earlier, these are their absolute favorite balls. They do enjoy these balls also, and they are holding up great. These balls I will save for later, for when they're a little bit older, to play fetch with. For now, all they want to do is keep the ball and pick away at the fuzzy part. They don't seem to prefer these, and Maya, the not-so-aggressive chewer, managed to remove these little pieces by picking away using her front teeth. In another video, I will share our experience with antlers. To see our girls in action with some of their toys, you can watch our other videos at Victorian Estate. Search for the Golden Retriever Puppies playlist.